Hey, I'm Jason Dolley here at Famous Birthdays, and I am answering questions that you submitted. So, we'll get started here. Okay. When was the last time you saw the Good Luck Charlie cast? Do you miss them? The last time I saw everybody was probably a Disneyland trip. We haven't gotten together, all of us, in one place in a while, but I see Bradley all the time. We play video games together like every night. I happened to catch Bridget not too long ago, and me and Bradley and Lee all got together on my Instagram. I posted about that. I play poker with Eric. Sometimes I posted about that too. Yeah, we haven't got together in a while, like all of us. That's something that should probably happen. So thanks for the question, because I'm gonna plan something now, and you'll hear about it. What is your favorite memory from being a part of the Good Luck Charlie series? Honestly, it sounds kind of sad, I think, or maybe, but the final shot, like the final scene, the final taping, we shot the very last scene in the show as our very last scene on set together. And it's that video diary where we're all looking to camera and we all say Good Luck Charlie. And that, I'll never forget that, because, we're all there together and we're signing off the show in a way that feels, like a completion. It feels like a good end to the show. And yeah, that just being there with those people after all we've been through to get to that point, that is really special to me. So I know it's kind of a downer, but that's a good one. What are some of your hobbies outside of acting? So I mentioned that I play video games with Bradley. We're playing Fortnite right now, just all the time, because that's what everybody does. But I've played video games my whole life. I had a Super Nintendo when I was a kid. That was my first system, my first console. So Super Mario World was my favorite game, and then Mario 64 on the N64. I've been a gamer my whole life. I play music. I'm not a musician. I don't have a band or anything. But I play guitar. I learned guitar actually to play Newt on Corey in the House, because he played guitar and I needed to look like I had some idea what I was doing. So that's when I learned guitar, and I play piano also. I go to the gym. Is that a hobby? I feel like it's not a hobby, but it's a thing people do, but I do that too. I'm a CrossFit kid. I'm weird. But that's me. So those are some hobbies. Do you have any advice for anyone trying to pursue a career in acting? If you could, no, I don't want to be discouraging, because it's really tough. It's even tough if you've gotten a lot of work and then you are trying to move on to something else. No matter how much work you get, it's always going to be tough. I don't mean that to be discouraging. I just mean that to prepare you for the reality of the situation, which is why I was going to say, at first, if you can do something else, do it. And again, I don't mean it to be discouraging. It's just, I'm still doing it because I can't imagine myself doing anything else. And if that's how you feel, then go for it. If that's not how you feel, try something else. And if you have to come back to it, come back to it. But it is difficult. Ask anybody, and they'll say, "Oh, it sucks. It's really hard." But if you love it and you can't help yourself, then that's what you do. So, yeah. Also, classes. Classes are fun. Acting classes with friends. What is your least favorite fashion trend? Just personally, I went through a fedora phase when I was 19 to 21-ish. So anytime I see anybody wearing a fedora, it reminds me of where I was and how far I've come. I don't wear fedoras anymore. I know better. Some people can pull it off. That's fine. I never could. There's plenty of photographic evidence to prove that. So yeah, fedoras. Because I used to be that guy. Okay, what else? What is your favorite dessert? So dessert. There's, the circus animal cookies, the pink and yellow, or pink and white, Mother's, those, we would have those on the set of Good Luck Charlie, there was like a spinning like Lazy Susan snack container that just had a bunch of like there was gummy worms and nuts and those cookies, and Bradley and I would just eat them. Like we would be on set and they would fill it up and then we would eat them and they'd be empty before we were rolled. Like we would eat those all day. We would have stashes in our dressing rooms to eat whenever we felt like it. So it's not a dessert. It's kind of a dessert. Also, banana pudding is just always good, but those circus animal cookies are dangerous. What are some of your all-time favorite movies? Okay, number one is now and always will be The Dark Knight. For a couple reasons. One, because when I watched it and I watched Heath Ledger do what he does in that movie, that was the first time that I like really took acting seriously as an art form, because I saw him do that and I was like, oh, that's the top of the mountain. I want to get there someday. So that left a lasting impression on me. Also, I can watch that movie like anytime, any place, anywhere, and I'll get to the end and it like makes me cry in a way that nothing else really does. It's like not a sad ending, but it kind of is. But it's to me, the whole thing is just so mythological that it gets at something deep inside. I also love Ghostbusters and Princess Bride. Those are two movies that, like, if I'm dating anybody or I'm on a date, those are two movies that if you haven't seen, you will not get along with my family, because we communicate largely in quotes from both of those movies. So we'll stop with those. All-time favorite movies. These are good questions. Who do you look up to and why? Okay, for sure my parents. My mom and my dad. My mom, early on in my career, she's like one of the big reasons that I am able to do what I've done, because I started out when I was 11. And so when you're that old, you don't drive. You can't. She has to be on call to take you to all the auditions, to go travel with you wherever you have to go. So she was that person for me. So that's 100% somebody that I can never be thanking enough. My dad, I will always look up to as a father figure, like the way that I saw him as a kid. Like I want my kids to see me in that way. And then professionally, I got to throw it back a little bit to Paul Newman. I will always love watching his work. And I also know that he's talked about this a lot, that he, as an actor, didn't really have it like right away, like him and Robert Redford. Like Robert Redford has always kind of had it. He's always been just the natural kid. And Paul Newman worked at it and kept going and got better and better and better. And that's a work ethic that I will always look up to. I also look up to Tom Hardy, because I always like watching people do stuff that I know I couldn't do. Like he has this just animalistic quality to him when he's on screen that is magnetic and terrifying, and I just will always watch him whenever he's so that, like, I want to have that for other people, but I can't do what he's doing, so I like watching him and go, wow, that's something I can't do. People I look up to. What's your favorite part about being an actor? New opportunities can always be just around the corner. That next phone call can be the thing that tells you, hey, you're going to go do this thing, or hey, you've got this audition, here are the sides. Every new thing that comes along has the potential to be really fun and really exciting and really life-changing sometimes. Usually not, but sometimes. That's also kind of a double-edged sword, because you are kind of living day to day, not always knowing what's coming next. It's a little that kind of gamble, that not knowing what's going to happen and today could be the day, whatever, can be stressful and kind of a lot to go through. But when it's exciting and fun, it's exciting and fun. If you could go on vacation anywhere, where would you go? I probably honestly would go back to somewhere, because I studied abroad in London for a semester, and I absolutely fell in love with London, first of all, but also just like that whole area of the world. So I didn't actually get to go to Ireland. So if I could go anywhere, I probably would go to Ireland. But I would love to, at one point in my life, just go full Ron Swanson and go to there's an island off the coast of Scotland that I went to called Islay, and on it there are 9 Scotch distilleries, and you can just go and stay a week there and be in the countryside and go to distilleries and see sheep, make all kinds of friends with all kinds of sheep, and I got to do that for a weekend. But I would love to just go for like a week and just drive around the island and see all the different distilleries. And yeah, I feel like I have to be a lot older to do that. I feel like I have to be like a 60-year-old man before that will make sense. Be weird for a guy my age to be touring Scotch distilleries, but that's the thing that I would do. Okay, what are some of your upcoming projects? Okay, I have some. A thing on Netflix. The Netflix thing, I'll say that. That's, I think, okay. A couple, an ABC show, and then I'm doing a film upcoming that I'm leaving on Saturday for. Which that one I'm excited about. That's going to be different from what I'm normally doing. And last but not least, what's your current favorite TV show, Game of Thrones? Was that even a question? Yeah, come on. Cool, well, these were great questions. Thank you all for asking them, and I hope I answered them to the best of my ability. And so follow me on Instagram at jdolley, Twitter Jason S. Dolley. I don't use the Twitter that much, but Instagram is the one. And then the stuff coming up: Netflix, ABC, film, movies. Thanks for hanging out.